What's good? Welcome to First String Podcast presented by Bet Rivers. Make sure you download that Bet Rivers app. Must be 21 years or older. On today's episode of First String Podcast, we're going to get into a little bit of everything. But training camp is not that far away, and you know we got to finish breaking down the Commanders' positions. And today we look at the linebacker position. So you know what we're about to do. Let's get it, fellas. Let's go. What's good? Welcome to First String Podcast. Again, we are presented by Bet Rivers. Make sure you download that Bet Rivers app or go to www.betrivers.com. You must be 21 years or older. Do not forget to like and subscribe to the First String Podcast. Hit that like button. We are also available on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. Please leave a review there as well. On today's episode, we are going to break down the linebacker position, like I said. We're going to look at Juan Soto. Juan Soto won the home run derby, and the Nats want to trade him. Oh, man. Plus, we're going to give Ant 5 good minutes to talk about the quarterback. I'm sorry, the Cowboys. We're going to give Ant 5 good minutes to talk about the Cowboys. You can call it 5 good minutes. We might call it 5 minutes of mute. It's going to be 5 minutes of something from Ant. Let's bring in the squad. What's good, Sarah? How you doing?
What's going on? 109.
109
player.
You survived. I don't know if Ant survived.
Struggling, bro. Struggling.
It was the struggle is real. The heat stroke
real,
is real. It's happening.
Man.
Ant, what's good, man?
I go to work. I fight the heat. I fight dogs. I come on the podcast. I got to fight Washington fans. Last on the podcast, but first in your hearts.
Who is he talking about? He's talking about the Jaguars? There's no Cowboys in anyone's heart here.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, we got love for you, though, Ant. We do got love for you, man. We bring you on. We appreciate you. Talk good sports talk, man. Polly will be joining us, man. Polly will be joining us. Hey, he probably out there fighting that heat, too, like all of us did today, man. Texas, man, we reached 109 today. Let's just say I went in my office and I did not come out. The air was great in there. Hey, let's talk about this chat real fast. We got Bruce Glass in the building. First in the building today, we got Kyle. Said, I think this message is for you.
Really, Kyle.
Right. Hey, but he came back with something else too. He hit you with that.
Not a double dip.
He hit you with both of them today. Hit you with both of them today, man. We really appreciate those guys being in the chat. And my main man Droop is in the chat. What's good, Droop, man? We appreciate you. And Droop asked me, hey, he said, do y'all got that Mega Millions in Texas? We all about cash and checks. Oh, placing bets and cash and checks and playing lottery tickets so we can get rich. Try to get that money. Linda's in the building. What's good, Linda? It's still 103 here at 7 p.m. She said it's hot there too. Man. Dominique Greer's in the building. What's up, sirs? What's happening with you, man? We appreciate all of y'all. Hey, let's jump into this one real fast. So, the Nationals offered Juan Soto $400 million, but it was for 15 years. Right, so that is not exactly where it needs to be. And Juan Soto turned it down because everybody can add, man. Everybody can add. But, you know, the Nats have a history of trying to defer payments and stuff like that, right? Stretch their contract out, and they haven't been paying players. And then Juan Soto goes out to the home run derby and just consistency wins the derby. Wins the home run derby, knocking shots left, right. Hey, that way. Right?
Come on, Sam. Where they going?
Where they going, Sam? Where was the Sam?
Hey, long as he don't go to the Dodgers. That away.
Oh,
That away. Wait a minute. Center field.
But my man wins the home run derby, and the first thing they ask him about is about his future, man. The Nats are terrible for doing this, man. I mean, have we ever seen a player in their prime on the market like this? Hey, and let's bring in Paulie first. What's good, Paulie?
Paulie.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We got you.
What up? What up? What's good?
We talking Juan Soto right now.
Man, let me kick it off, man. I got a question.
Yeah.
Does Dan Snyder own Washington the baseball team too?
No, he does not.
What's the problem? What's the problem with paying these guys, man? Like this guy, correction, he's not in his prime. He's only 23 years old.
Facts.
He has a lot more room to grow and get better, as crazy as that may sound. At $30 million per, you're really insulting this guy. It's not that they want to trade him, it's that they don't want to pay him accordingly. And they really don't need to play these type of games. You know, I heard they said now they're open to trading them, but I think all of that stuff is a bluff. We know if there's any sport in America, baseball, they will pay these guys and they won't think twice about it. These owners all got billions and billions, so that's not even an issue. So, me personally, I like Washington. I like the baseball team, man. Y'all winning that championship was sweet justice for me, basically because of the team that y'all beat. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see you guys doing anything else if y'all can't get these type of things right. Pay this guy and pay him right.
Well, we got a new ownership coming in too.
Look. That ain't the hell you talking about, Ant? Look, man. They will listen.
Off like that.
They will trade his ass because they got nothing for Bryce Harper and they got nothing for Anthony Rendon. That's why in their mind they being proactive about this. I mean, the fact of the matter is the man got 2.5 years left on his deal. So he'll be stupid to sign a new extension right now unless they really blowing him out the water with the money and the terms on the deal. You know, they trying to sell the organization. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the smart thing would say, yo, just leave that problem for the next owner. And it's a piece of eye candy for the next owner. You know, but business-wise, they looking at it as, you know, the way to really increase the value of the franchise is not to have a lot of overhead on the franchise when you're trying to sell it. You know what I mean? So, and at the end of the day, this is just what the learners do, man. They don't want to pay out that. They want the deal to favor them. You know what I mean? That's why you're seeing 15 years and you're seeing deferment money and you're seeing the contract is back end loaded. You know what I mean? So whatever deal they give out, you know what I mean? They want it to favor them. That's why they got rid of Trey Turner last year. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's why they got rid of Matt Serger, excuse me. You know what I mean? So the facts of the matter is they feel like players are hired guns. You know, we're not even hired guns. They feel like they can draft them, sign them, develop them, get what they want to get out of them, and then get the next batch of players in there.
And you got to think about this too. Also, Juan Soto, when his first year in the majors, he won a pennant, right? He won a chip, and he did it with players that knew what they was doing. He did it with he looked
veteran players. He was on a veteran team.
He was on a veteran team.
No, he was on a mix of veteran team and young talent. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was a mixture of veteran team and young talent. And unfortunately, a lot of that young talent is the young developed talent is gone.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because you can't tell me See, the problem is really what their mistake was giving Strasburg all the money.
All the money.
That's the pink elephant in the room.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? That's where they messed up at. Tell me right now.
And
who would you rather have collecting $35 million right now? Strasburg or Bryce Harper?
Bryce, but Paulie, you just hit on something too. Strasburg is done for the season now. I think he made one game this year.
Strasburg is done for his career.
Yeah.
He collected 35 a year for the next 4 years.
Hey, Kyle said
3-4 years.
Harper won the Derby, gone. Soto won the Derby, gone. Watch. Chuba, what's good, man? Appreciate you being in the building. Said you are a baseball guy, man. What you got?
Man, it's disappointing to have a guy with such talent, to be ready to be paid, for what he's done. Him winning the Derby only hurt them. It hurt them in the fact that they're gonna have to pay him. He already turned down that week deal they sent out there to him. He don't want it. They're gonna have to change some terms and pay him accordingly, and stop trying to dibble dab at him. But we'll give you a little bit here, No, player. No.
These
You gonna have to pay this money.
No, player.
No, player. You gonna have to pay this money.
No, player.
But it go back with the see. He went out and won. Everybody was watching the Derby. They saw him win the Derby.
Hey, but look,
that's a type.
It ain't even about the Derby, man. People seen him in the playoff. Yo, the year they won the championship, he was the best player. Come on, man. The home run against the Dodgers.
Yep.
Come on, man. He's their best. Yeah, this dude is a generation. We talk about generational talent. He's a generational talent.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Strasburg's been hurt, dude. I'm sorry, because Strasburg's been hurt.
You good.
I don't think it's been a year yet he hadn't been hurt.
Yeah.
I don't think he's finished the whole year yet.
That's the irony.
And it's the key,
that's
man.
the irony.
Like I said,
paid him all that money and he's hurt.
Look, he got 2.5 years on that deal. He got 2.5 years left on the deal, and they trying to get him to sign now. You know how much that money gonna jump up in 2.5 years?
Man.
Come on, man. Really smart. Because they basically saying we're not gonna go on the open market with you and give you what you worth on the open market. So either take this deal here or the next offer we're gonna make you, or you're gonna get out of Dodge. Which that's not really having any leverage, because at the end of the day, he's still gonna get his money, and then he's still gonna be where he wants to be eventually. Right. They might could trade him now to somewhere he don't really want to go to, but he's in 2 years, he's still gonna be a free agent.
That's right.
Yep. Hey, the thing is, you got to remember who his agent is. Scott Boras. All of Scott Boras' 8 clients go to free agency, and they get that open market, and they get that bag. Every last one of them. Ooh. Hey,
you know who else is Scott Boras' client?
Bryce was.
No, not the Bryce. He on the team now.
You talking about Strasburg?
Strasburg.
And Strasburg told me, he said, I don't want to go nowhere else. I'm here. My family's here. And that's the only reason why he didn't hit the open market.
But you got to think, though. No, Strasburg was on the open market. His contract had expired. But you got to think, though, the difference between Strasburg and Soto is Strasburg was on the back 9 of his, and my man Soto just joined the PGA Tour. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He just joined the tour. You know what I mean? So he holding all the leverage.
Yeah.
But I said this to my man Linnell. Shout out Linnell, man. You know what I mean? I said this to Linnell, man. It's like putting your house on the market. Say I got a 5-bedroom house, 2-car garage, Olympic-sized pool. Well, hold up. I just filled the pool up with cement. You know what I mean? So that's like what they doing, trying to sell this team. How you gonna sell a team and then trade Juan Soto at the same time, man? I want the pool too.
That's exactly what I was about to say. When you said that earlier, I'm like, the two things is that's gonna appeal to new ownership is what's the profitability gonna be? So new stadium and having solid players. You get rid of arguably the best player in baseball. Like, what does that do for your team in the stock?
Right.
So
but if you look at their lineup, though, he is their best player, right? He's one of one on that team right now, and they're bad, right? So this is another way of looking at it. So if you potentially about to buy that team, and they do trade them, you look at it like this. Well, okay, our books are clean. Right. We got an open payroll to work with, so they really are starting at zero. You know what I mean? They got to build that organization. You still got a hell of a GM in Rizzo. You know what I mean? To help you build that organization, and your hands are tied with an albatross of a contract outside of Steven Strasburg. You know what I mean? So you look at it from both sides too.
Let's get this comment in here. Shout out to my man Big Money Sonny right here. He said, "What's up, y'all? What's up? Pick salute to you and the homies, all of y'all. And don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you, Linda. We appreciate that right there. But we at that 15-minute mark that y'all know what we about to do. Today, our picks are all NFC East. We're gonna give you over under totals, and we're gonna help y'all make some money. So he would lose it right now. Right when the first squad up is the Cowboys.
That's what the Cowboy gumps do.
That's what they do. They lose it. They lose it right at the most
important. Choke under pressure.
They do. All right. So here's make sure you go to Bet Rivers and go to www.betrivers.com or download that Bet Rivers app. You must be 21 years or older to play. So here's what we got: the Cowboys market, right? To make the playoffs, it's minus 240. No playoffs, plus 900. All right. But that's not really what we're going to mess with today. What we're going to mess with is their over-unders on their wins. Plus 9.5 wins is minus 177. Under on 9.5 wins is plus 140. 10.5 wins is plus 110. Under 10.5 is minus 134. 11.5 wins is plus 205. And
Bro, I can't see none of that.
11.5, I got you. 11.5, under 11.5 is minus 265. Minus 265. Say, where you going with this, man?
With the Cowboys?
Yeah, with the Cowboys.
Oh, man. Y'all division, man, is a little up and down.
Hey, watch it.
What I read earlier this week, the Cowboys were to win about 10 games.
10 games? So you want at the 10 game or under the 10.5? I'm
going to go under 10 games because I didn't pick the Cowboys to win the division. I picked someone else to win the division. So I'm going to go under the 10 games.
Okay, so you at that 9.5, that's plus 140. Say it at 9.5 plus 140 for the Cowboys.
Roger that.
9.5 plus 140. How many games, Paulie?
Look, man, I'm gonna put this out here first. I can't see them numbers and stuff, so
I got you. Just tell me.
No. I can't. I gotta look at that stuff. Man. I can't see them numbers and stuff, so I'm just gonna give you a game number that I think they're gonna do, and I'll post my actual bets on Twitter, man, at Greed34 for this segment. But I think they under 10.5 wins. I see them right at 10.
Right
so
at 10,
under
10.5, that's minus.
Yeah, but like I said, I wouldn't place that as a bet though.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
I'm just talking 6 games.
I'm just talking about straight statistics.
Linda, you fired.
I got them under 10.5.
You got them under 10.5. All right, Hawk TV's in the building. What's good, Hawk? All right, Ant. You going last. It's your team, so I'm gonna tell you right where I got them at too. I got them at I'm right with Said, man. I'm gonna go at the 9.5. I'm gonna go under the 9.5 to plus 140. 9.5 under that 9.5 plus 140. So it's actually like 9 games really at the plus 140. That's where I'm placing my money for these guys. And it's your squad. What you got?
So I was a little in and out on that because it was a little shaky before I got in here on this good Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Give me those numbers again.
I got you. All right. So
good Wi-Fi.
Over 9.5.
You in a hot spot?
Over 9.5 is minus 170. Over 10.5 is plus 110. Over 11.5 is plus 205. Under 9.5 is plus 140. Under 10.5 is minus 134. And under 11.5 is minus 265.
Don't worry about no unders. Listen, guys. Last show, we kept talking about placing bets and cashing checks, man. If you know where to put your money besides your mouth, when you go to Bet Rivers, take that plus 2. Cowboys win 12 games this year.
Wait, what?
I'm not in the tunnel no more. I said, give me the Cowboys at plus winning over 11 games.
Oh,
12 wins this season.
Hey,
and you're gonna make you some good money.
Was that spoken like a Cowboys fan?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah. I'm listening.
That's a quick question. What division we in?
The NFC East.
Oh, so with the exceptions of the Cowboys, everybody else is the NFC least. So I'm going to go ahead and assume.
He's
Listen
spitting fire.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that Philly isn't going to be Philly, like what people think they're going to be.
Hey man, just go on to the next shit, man. He made his picks. He made his bet. He made his bet. Go on to the next one, man. I ain't trying to hear this, man. Go on to the next bet, bro.
We got the New York Giants market here. We got the New York Giants market up. All right, so the Giants at over 5.5 wins is minus 335. Over 7.5 wins is plus 127. Over 8.5 wins is plus 230. Under 5 wins, under 5.5 is plus 225. Under 7.5 minus 175. Under 8.5 is minus 305. Where you putting your money? Where you putting your money? Say it.
The Giants, man, under 5.
Under 5.5.
Hey, under 5.5, man. The Giants are in trouble, dude. They on the edge of rebuild mode.
Hey, said, man, you said you the wrong dude to be laughing at somebody else.
But you know what? I can laugh because I know the pain.
hey, that's plus 250. Hey, the OGs is in the building, man. What's good? He said, give me the under 5.5. Give me the under 5.5. The OGs in the building. Partly, what you got them at, man? How many wins?
Give me them numbers again. I ain't hear you.
I got you. The over 5.5 is minus 335. Under 5.5 is plus 250. Over 7.5 plus 127. Under 7.5 is minus 155. 8.5 over is plus 230. Under is minus 305. Linda said under the 5 too.
Man, what's that plus 5.5?
Plus 5.5 is minus 335. That's the hold on. That's under. That's the under for 5.5 is plus 220 or plus 250. And then that
that's the play here. I mean, man, I don't see them. I see them winning more than 5 games. Like if I had to put a number on it, but for betting purposes, that under 5.5 is good money. It's good play because if the bottom fall out, the bottom's gonna fall out. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's good money there at under minus 5.5. You know what I mean? If you're a Giants fan, that plus that over 5.5 at minus 130 is a good play.
Yeah. Minus 335. That's minus 335.
Well, overall, minus 335.
335
is
at minus 5 at over 5.5.
Yeah.
That can't be right, bro.
No, that's right all day.
So what's 7.5?
7.5 is plus 127.
Oh, under 7.5?
No, over 7.5.
Over 7.5? 8 wins for the Giants?
8 wins, yeah.
Giants is not going to be as bad as y'all think they are, man.
Hey, that's
eight wins though. Look, I mean, history says they ain't have a winning record at no point of the season in the past 5 years. So that's what we should be betting on. They're gonna have a winning record at any point of the season. No, I'm good. I'm good, man.
What is that schedule? What's the first game?
Like I said, minus 5.5 is a good play. You know what I mean? But it's a good play. I don't think they're gonna be a bad team, but we talking about betting and making money. If you gonna put some money on the Giants, minus 5.5 is a good play.
Right.
Yeah.
Who is their first game?
Tennessee, Carolina, Dallas, Chicago, Green Bay.
Yeah. No.
Who you got, Ed? What you got? How many wins?
If we talk about the New York Football Giants, I'm taking the under on everything.
All right. So you're going under the 5.5 plus the 250.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, put me down for them winning 4 games. So I'm going under 2 at that plus 250 for them. The next team we about to get into is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles. Let me transition to their picks real fast, and then I'll bring it up for y'all. Kevin Sheehan had it right last year when he said Philly wasn't going to be as terrible as everybody thought. But I can't see the Giants winning 6 games this year. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Washington is world beaters, but it's just hard for me to see.
I mean, yeah. Like what? I mean, are you going to depend on their quarterback who ain't it? Or are you going to depend on their running back who can't stay healthy? Are you going to? What receivers are they going to throw to? What type of line? I mean, we don't. Yeah, if you want to throw some money into the abyss, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Not the abyss.
Yeah, the abyss. Go ahead.
Abyss. The Philadelphia Eagles. Here we go. Philadelphia Eagles plus 8.5 wins is minus 225. Under 8.5 wins is plus 175. Over 9.5 wins is minus 125. Under 9.5 wins is minus 103. I'm sorry, plus 103. Plus 103 for under 9.5. Over 10.5 games is plus 170. And the under is minus 215. Under 10.5 wins. Say it. The Philadelphia Eagles. What do you see them doing?
According to my pick, I picked Philadelphia to win this division. Give me the over. Give me the over the 10.
Over the 10?
Over the 10.
Hold on. See, y'all.
The plus
you picked them to win the division?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know we picked division winners.
That's just what Sayed doing. That's just what Sayed doing.
No.
Yeah, we did it Saturday.
No, yeah, Saturday.
No, we made futures bet Saturday.
Yeah, we made futures. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't do our division shit yet.
So Sayed you like the 10.5, huh?
Put me down.
That is plus 170. Plus 170.
Making bets and catching checks.
Paulie, we're gonna get you last on this one right here. I want to hear what Ant has to say because I gotta hear what the Cowboys fan is about to say.
Y'all are the negative.
I mean, we've seen what Philly has done in the offseason. We've seen what they've done in the draft, and all of that is pretty impressive. And that alone will get them to at least 8 wins. But then we got to ask who is the nice young brother from Alabama and Oklahoma who is throwing them the ball, who's throwing those balls around. Pause. That ain't good enough for me. I don't see these guys making the playoffs, let alone winning a division. Said is quite disrespectful for that one. But I do have them on the over 8.5 wins, though. I do think that they will make it interesting. But they're not making the playoffs. I mean, if you got a team in the
what's your damn number, man? You giving all the $9. What's your ticket? What you putting on your ticket, man?
9 wins minus 225. 9 wins. That's the over.
That's all I got.
I'm literally going at the 8 wins. I don't trust the quarterback. And AJ Brown, I don't think he's gonna stay on the field. So I'm gonna go under the 8.5 at plus 175.
Can we put Said in timeout for that?
Got him right at 8.
Put Said in timeout.
I got him right at 8. Paulie, what you got, bro?
What's the under 9.5?
Under 9.5 is plus 103.
That's where I'm going, bro. I got them at 9 wins.
9
under 9.5.
Paulie, okay.
I still,
okay.
Come on, man. I'm placing bets and cashing checks, man.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna have they're not gonna have a horrible season. But that ball ain't gonna bounce their way this year, man. You know what I mean? They got some things to work on, and I ain't a believer in just you signing a bunch of people, and you know, and then all of a sudden you that contender. Yo, they had a nice little soft schedule last year, you know, and they ran the ball a lot. So you know, let's see what they do when teams adjust to what they did well.
Year two of him being a
what they did well wasn't dynamic. It was fundamentally sound, and I give them respect for that. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got them at 9 wins, so I'll take that under 9.5.
Under the 9.5, I like it, Paulie. It's a solid bet, man. That is a real solid bet. All right, let's get this up in here for the Washington Commanders. That's what I do. One time for your Washington Commanders market right here. And all right, now 6.5 wins, over 6.5 wins for the Commanders minus 275. Under 6.5 is plus 210. 7.5 wins is minus 125. Under 7.5 wins is plus 103. Over 8.5 is 152. Under 8.5 is minus 195. Now,
hold on. Over 8.5 is what 152? Plus or minus?
Plus 152.
Over 8.5?
Over 8.5 is plus 152.
Man, I start this off right now. Being able to talk, give me that over 8.5 at 152.
See,
we pulled 7 wins out our ass last year with a backup quarterback, a fourth string center, you know what I mean, third string defensive ends, and a 15 linebacker. We could pull 3 more games out of that on a schedule that's a little bit more favored to us. So I see us at 9 wins. That's easy money right there, man. Placing bets, cash, and checks.
Placing bets and cash and checks. I'm telling you, the OG says Super Bowl. Give me the over on it all. He said, give me the over on it all. So Paulie likes the
who on here drinking?
Over 9.5 for 152.
And
yeah, bro. Let me. I ain't even talking about no drinking shit, but I'm with that, man. Let me see a playoff run the year before I start talking Super Bowl, man.
Exactly. Ed, go ahead, man. Talk some stuff so you can get muted. Put on timeout.
No. I actually think Washington is going to be a fairly decent team this year. I was just wondering if there was a under 5.5 on there.
Oh, you being disrespectful, right?
No. I was just.
No. Hey, man.
I'm just messing with y'all.
He ain't being disrespectful. He ain't messing with nobody. Hey, that's your money, bro. We ain't counting your pockets. That's where you want to put your money at. Put your money. That's how you want to lose money. Lose money. Ain't no problem.
I'm totally joking, man. But no,
ain't no disrespect. Ain't disrespect to me.
I do wonder though. With all of the factors, now you know we get into the linebackers today, and I've seen a couple hopefuls, but I'm like, it seems like there's too many things that are up in the air. I do like what they could be if they are clicking on all cylinders, but what's that line at again?
Over 6.5 is minus 275. Under 6.5 is plus 210. Over 7.5 is minus 125. Under 7.5 is plus 103. Over 8.5 is plus 152, and under 8.5 is minus 195.
Give me the under 8.5, minus 195.
Minus one. Sid, you got the last word, bro.
Now, I had y'all going over 9, so I'm just gonna make it quick. I'm taking the over 9.
All right, so you got the plus 152. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Get your bets in now. Get your bets in now, and then if you don't like what you see, then play the Commanders every week, and you'll probably wind up with the same amount. Decide to do a future, go for it.
Let me say this, man. Y'all see, we making money here, right? We placing bets, we cashing checks, right? So I gave you the under 9.5, right? That's good numbers. What is it? Plus what?
Under or the over?
No. I gave us what was the number under 9.5? What was it?
Under 9.5 is minus 195.
Over
9.5 is plus 152.
152. Okay. Yeah. So I gave you over 9.5, right? Yep. So basically, you just gotta win 10 games.
That's it.
10 games is in the fold. So I hear y'all talking about Super Bowl and all that. Oh, that's cool, but you got to play the numbers. We can go out there and win 13 games or whatever, but that ain't the number we trying to hit. We just trying to hit 10.
Actually,
you know what I mean?
9 is the number we want to hit. 9 is the number we want to hit.
No, if it's over 9.5, that means you got to hit 10.
It's 8.5.
8.5. Look, we get it right, man. That's what I tell you. That's why I said you talking about I got you. That's why I said I can't see the numbers. I'll put it on later. Yeah, 8.5. So that's what I said. All we got to get is 9 games. So don't worry about Super Bowl. We ain't talking about Super Bowl. We ain't talking about winning the division. We just talking about hitting the number. 9 is achievable. We was at 6 last year on the JV squad, with the JV squad. You know what I mean? So when you making these bets and you looking at these numbers, just know you shooting for a number, not for a prediction of the season. You know what I mean? We can go 9 and 8, not make the playoffs, but guess what? You won that bet. You see what I'm saying?
Get that money. Get that money. Listen, since we talking Commanders, we might as well stay right there, and we're going to talk linebackers today. Hey, we are not that far away. Hey, do y'all know that the Atlanta Falcons and a couple of other teams, rookies, reported for training camp today? Hey.
Yeah, Atlanta Falcons needed all the practice time they can get.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? It's a short trip to Tuscaloosa.
Hey, let's start off with a linebacker that we talked about earlier. We talked about Drew White. He's wearing number 50. He's 6 foot 228. He's out of the University of Notre Dame. He's a rookie. His age is unavailable right now. We talked about this guy when we talked about our undrafted free agents. And so for Drew, what we was looking at with him was like, if he's going to make this squad, he's going to make this squad on special teams, right? So when we did our undrafted little series, we had Adam on. Drew got a lot to work on. He only had 1 interception in his whole 4-year career at Notre Dame, and he plays the run really well. But in the passing game is where he needs to work. He needs to loosen up those hips, be able to run with tight ends.
We ain't looking for no linebacker to get interceptions. I ain't worried about that number. I need a linebacker to tackle.
Oh,
fill them gaps, fill them running lanes. No, I mean, I'm gonna say this. What you got? Cole Holcomb. You want to keep 5 to 6 linebackers. You got Cole Holcomb, Davis, Minuski Jr., Mayo, my man, 47. So what's that? 4 right there. So you got 2 spots open. You know what I mean? All this dude got to come out here and show that he's improving on a day-to-day basis, and he's picking up stuff on a day-to-day basis and make some plays. And he'll possibly could be on a 53-man roster.
Sneak in on that special teams. You better be a special team.
And ain't no sneaking in on special teams. Show your worth on special teams.
There you go. Absolutely right, Paulie. What you got, Ant?
The question, I guess, the question is 2 things. Like, did he not get a lot of picks because he didn't get a lot of opportunities, or he just got frying pans for hands? Because that does make a difference at some point.
No, bro, you hopping on picks for linebacker. Picks for linebacker don't mean nothing, man.
Well,
they ain't supposed to be getting picks. I don't care if they have picks.
I feel you on that, Paulie.
If he got frying pan hands, he can have frying pans. If he had good hands for a linebacker, he'll be a damn tight end or fullback. He's a linebacker, so I don't care about no picks for hands for the line. I mean, that's just being minuscule about stuff, man.
A 4-year player, though, gonna get more than his fair share. And listen, I feel you. You want to get some guys that can tackle, but if we talking about,
I don't think he was a 4-year player.
No, he was.
And when
he didn't play for 4 years.
And then when you talk about making the greatest impact, I don't want a guy that's just gonna hit the hands. But like you said, he got a lot to work on. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't see a lot of film on him. I did see some. Looked like he's always around the ball. Looked like he can get a tackle. I mean, I think the other stuff can kind of be coached up. So,
yo, the dude is a baller, man. I seen him play in a couple of games. No, damn, that's my damn squad. He a baller. He can play. You know what I mean? So, like I said, all he got to do is show his worth on special team, because this team is thin at linebacker spot. There's no depth, and it has me wondering is at some point in training camp, you know what I mean? Is it during training camp or at the end of camp when other teams do their cuts? Are they gonna bring in a veteran guy, you know, just for backup purposes? Because right now, one of them 2 guys go down, you're looking at David Mayo and my man Khaleke Hudson. You know what I mean? So that's thin pickings right there, man. David Mayo, I would never let David Mayo be in no part of my starting lineup unless I got a rash of COVID injuries. And the whole COVID protocol is out the door this year.
One of his pros was he's dependable in the run with solid tackling techniques. He is a tackling machine, man. He's a tackling machine. 39 games, 199 tackles. 109 of those was solo tackles. He had 21 and a half tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 1 interception, 1 TD. He only had 4 pass defenses, though. So he's not on the field for passing downs because he only run a 4.6. Say it. What you got, man?
You're right. Now I want to go back to something that Paulie said earlier about the 4 linebackers that you was talking about, right?
Yep.
Now, what was the one thing you said that y'all head coach doesn't do?
Cut draft picks.
Right. Y'all have 4 rookies.
We ain't draft nobody.
We ain't draft no linebackers.
Y'all all these okay.
Oh, none of these draft.
Well, no. Khaleke Hudson's a draft pick. This will be his 3rd year.
Okay.
This will be his 3rd year. And they like Khaleke Hudson.
Okay, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, then he's gonna have to prove something. Then he's gonna have to go out and show that he's a baller. If he hasn't already worked out or been working on it, he's gonna go out and show he's a baller, that he can be on the field for a 3-down guy and not just the opportunity run guy to make a tackle, or he's gonna have to prove himself on special teams.
Now I tell you the one thing that he is a middle linebacker.
He's a middle linebacker.
He's a middle linebacker. He came out the womb playing middle linebacker. I think he sacked the doctor. I'm just saying.
What?
He tried to run up the middle. He tried to run
I had a question that I ain't want nobody to think wasn't the best, but I'm like, y'all always talking about y'all play guys in different positions. Like y'all don't play them in the right positions. What about moving him to the line if he's such a tackling machine like that?
Who's the next linebacker?
Yeah, Trey Walker is where we're going. Trey Walker is where we're going. Trey Walker's wearing number 41 in red. He's 6'1", 240. He's a rookie out of Idaho. I don't know the hoe. You know he's a rookie out of Idaho. Let me tell you about Trey Walker real fast. Trey Walker, he's gonna have to work at it. Trey's gonna have to work at it. He's gonna have to again show his muscle on special teams. Trey Walker's coming out of Idaho. My man was a bit of a tackling machine as well, but his measurables are not that great when it comes to his 40 times and things like that. So I'll give you some of the pros and cons on him. Paulie, go first, man.
Hey man, damn that underwear Olympic stuff. I don't care about a 40 time and all that. Can the man play? You know what I mean? And one thing about this linebacker core being thin. These dudes we just talked about, Trey Walker and my man David White, they definitely gonna get some time out there in preseason to show what they can do. You know what I mean? So yeah, special teams is important, but these guys gonna get opportunities to show that they can get on the field and actually get some time in there. Because like I said, right, the way it's looking with the 4 linebackers, some of these guys are gonna be one snap away for having to get on that field. So basically, everything I said about David White, you can say about this Trey Walker dude, man. He needs to come out there, show every day he's getting better, show he's picking up the concepts, and he needs to have a productive preseason.
You're absolutely right. But the one thing that, like I said, this dude is a thumper. He's a downhill thumper. He makes running backs go the opposite way once they start running. So that's a positive for him. A positive for him. Ant, what you got?
Don't know much about this guy. I'm not gonna lie, but sound like he's a. Thank you, appreciate you. Let me get your book.
Hey, you ain't got to know too much about him. You got a team, right? Just think of the free agent linebacker from Idaho on your team. what do you got to do to make your team? It's the same damn thing, bro. Damn thing.
You need the same sandwich in Washington.
It's the same thing, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. When you at the spot these guys are, you're a free agent. You know what I mean? You coming from well, my man is coming from Notre Dame, but he's coming from a lower school against lesser competition. It's all the same thing. You just got to get better on a day-to-day basis. Do what they ask you to do in practice. Show out on special teams, and when in the preseason, you got to go out there and make plays. That's all. You know what I mean? And let the chips fall where they fall.
Here comes your favorite word. Short arms. If blockers latch on, Walker doesn't have the length to shed them.
He can't body. You already sold me. He can't body. You can't do it, man. It's very hard for pro NFL players, with deficiencies, because these offensive linemen, man, they're just as tall as everybody out there. They 6'9". You know what I'm saying?
6'7".
They got long wingspan. If you got short arms and you can't get to them before they get to you, it's over with. You're done for. So
let me say. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. No, go ahead, sir.
Unless he got some special spin technique, a bobbin weed, a tripwire, you know, something going out there, you know, he gonna be a camp body or you know, or maybe a practice squad. I mean, maybe, but you know, that's a real deficiency.
But let me say this: everybody got deficiencies coming into the league. Everybody got a book on them, so that's why I say it's about improving on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? If that book on you says you have problems shedding shedding blockers, then that means you got to go out there and prove that book wrong on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? So everybody got a book on them. Everybody got deficiencies. So we just can't hold that deficiency is set in stone.
You got to work. You got to work to overcome that deficiency. What was Terry McLaurin's deficiency? He was a body catcher, so he went and worked on his hands so that he could get better.
Look, how many players have we seen? How many players have we seen come in with their book said they could do this, they could do that, they could do this, they could do that, and they get the top 10, top 15 pick, and they be a bust because they couldn't do none of the things they said they could do. You know what I mean? So nobody book is set in stone.
Well, and then the thing I was going to say is sometimes, though, with these guys, if they're free agents, they got a short rope. But the good thing is, since y'all are thin, they'll get their opportunity. So it's a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? You just hope that you're not wasting a bunch of time on a guy that can't adjust, that can't learn those things, because this is not for long league. So you have to get in there and show that you belong to be there. So, you know, you don't want to have a guy like a Jalen Smith on the squad and he just taking up space. You know what I'm saying? Can't move side to side like he used to, all that stuff. So,
hold on. You don't want to have a guy like Jalen Smith. See, that's why I don't mess with y'all Cowboys, man. He was like y'all best linebacker for 2-3 years. And then
they let him go.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He got a second contract out of y'all, man.
That's because Jerry loved him.
No. That's because Jerry loved him. That's because he was a good player. And then, he fell off. All right, maybe the injuries finally caught it. He came into the league hurt. He was a monster before he got hurt. Came to the league hurt.
And he never returned to that player.
You're a lie. He gave you good.
Get a bunch of tackles don't mean you're a good player.
He gave you a good 2 years as a good player. So good enough, and the league tell you that when y'all let him go. Let me finish. When y'all let him go, he had suitors from contending teams. Teams wanted him. Now, where he at right now? You're right. He turned out to be maybe he's done. Maybe he's washed up right now. But don't talk like you're gonna end up being Jalen Smith. That's an NFL success story right there. That man knee was mangled. What's the dude we had from the 49ers?
Ruben.
From Alabama.
Ruben
Foster.
Yeah.
Ruben Foster would love to have 2 years like Jalen Smith had after tearing his knee up like that. Come on, man. You just sitting on your own team. Who did work for you.
So to our last rookie, Bryce Notree. He's my man is wearing number 59. He is 6'3", 225. He's 23 years old. He's a rookie out of Southern Illinois. All right, man. I'm gonna tell y'all. Sometimes you find a diamond in the rough, and I cannot discount small schools and Division 2, 3 schools. I cannot do it, and I won't do it. I'm not going to disrespect them because you might not have got the looks for some reason. But when you look at this guy's measurables, 6'3", 225, it makes you wonder, what is it? Could it be SAT scores, things like that he wasn't prepared to go to a D1 school? But this kid balled out and took advantage of every opportunity that he had. And I know you got some notes. What's good, bro? Nope. Paulie.
Man, same thing. Look, bro, we talking about the same opportunities for same people. These last two dudes, you count him in the same thing. Hey, what school did London Fletcher went to?
Oh, they don't even have a football team anymore.
Exactly. Carroll. So Carroll, exactly. And so it ain't about where you played at. It's about what you're doing now. He got the same opportunity as Walker and White. Like I said, you got to come to camp ready, show and improve every day, and have a productive preseason, man. Look, if I'm a linebacker and I'm coming to the NFL and I'm a free agent guy and I know I could play and I just need that opportunity, This is the perfect spot.
This is where I want to be.
To find a job.
This is where I want to be. Because you don't have no linebackers that I'm afraid of.
No, it's not about having linebackers that you're afraid of, man. It's about depth. They thin at the position. It's about depth. You know what I mean? You need to always be in competition with the man next to you and the man ahead of you that you think there's ahead of you or whatever. So it ain't about being scared. It's about depth. There's job opening. There's a position. There's a help wanted. There's linebacker help wanted in the locker room. You know what I mean? There's an ad in the paper. You know what I mean? Look, I put it on Craigslist. There's an ad on Craigslist. Linebacker wanted.
Yes, sir. I'm 100% with you right there, Paulie. Say it. You're muted.
That's a good thing.
I got a couple things on the guy. First of all, he's from Arlington. Let's start there.
Yeah.
He's from where?
Arlington, Texas.
He went to Lamar.
So the thing about him is, I know we're not discounting small schools, but this guy struggled. He redshirted his first year. He barely tackled his second year. He got an injury in his third year, and then he showed up as a senior. Can he translate what he did as a senior in the NFL? That's what's going to be made. That's what's going to have to make it happen for him. He's going to have to come out and show that he wants to be in the NFL. He's going to have to put on a show to see that he wants to get one of these spots. If he got to do special team, I do special team. I mean, all I can do is go off the notes what we have on him. I haven't seen any tape on the guy, but as you know, the division he played in, all I can do is go to the division he played in. He only had one really productive season, which is his senior year. So, not to say that we've seen some one-year wonders coming to the NFL and disappear. I'm just saying. But we also had some one-year wonders come in and show up and show out. He's an improving stage. He's gonna have to prove that Washington did the right thing of bringing him in and allowing him to make the team, chance to make the team.
Let's get at it. Ant, you ready? No?
Yeah. So,
go.
I mean, so this is my question number one, because I mean I've seen some film on it. What was the degree of difficulty in the competition he faced?
It's the same. Like I said, not discounting the small schools. Like I said, man, listen. Southern Illinois, they got a program. He playing to the level of competition that he played. And hey, only thing you can say is you show up just like everybody got to do on Sunday and play the schedule in front of you. Now the question is,
if you can play, who you playing against? If you can play, you can't play. That's all there is to it.
See, I agree with you to a certain extent. But it seemed like we pick and choose when we use that argument. You know what I'm saying?
I don't do that.
Serious.
No, we ask you for your opinion. I don't do that. If you can play, you can play. If you can't, you never even say, well, he's the lesser competition. If you can play, you can play.
No, I said,
and I'm not arguing your point. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in general. That's what I'm saying. Like in general, it seems like we kind of do that. But
Paulie,
I mean, I think if you make plays, you make plays. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got the measurables.
Hey, look. Paulie said, help wanted middle linebacker. Previous experience preferred. Must have a clean driving record and ability to pass a drug test. Is that what the Commanders?
Let me clarify that. You don't have to have a clean driving record. We got this thing called Uber. Matter of fact, I prefer you hire a driver. And second of all, you just got to pass the initial drug test. You can do what you want after that.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Let's go.
Just make sure you pass the one at the combine.
Let's pass that one at the combine, and when the P-man comes, because they all know. Listen, let's go to the SEC right here. We got a Deshaun Harris. He's wearing number 45 in red, 6 foot 245. He's 24 years old. First year out of Arkansas. Linda, where you at when we need you in the comments? Tell us about this kid. Well, Deshaun here, he played for 4 years. This is actually his first year. He played with the Commanders last year. He didn't touch the field too much, but his career stats in college read like this. In 2016, he was 18 games played. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not 18 games. 12 games played. 0 of 12 games. 2017, 12 of 12, and 2018 did not play. And So my guy really hasn't been on the field as well. Not too banged up. A total.
Hold on, say that again. So this is not his rookie year, is what you're saying?
Not his rookie year. This is actually his second year, but they always
Second
put
year?
year one. Yeah, so he's a
Okay.
first year
All
player.
right, cool.
So he has a total of 152 tackles while playing in Arkansas with big boy pads on and things like that. So, another guy that has to prove himself. He's out of John
Arkansas
High School. Yeah, in Louisiana. Out of Louisiana. We love going down into the state of Louisiana right here. Stead, what you got, man?
I'm looking at it, like I said, checking out his measurables, what he got. I mean, 6 foot 245. In the SEC, he has to be able to tackle. So we know on that point he can tackle. He should be a tackle machine. The thing is, can he show up? Can he show up in the right place of the ball? Will he make the right reads? Can he play in pass? Passing down. That's the thing. I haven't seen too much tape on this guy like I did the other guy. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he can and cannot do. He was on the team last year.
Yep.
No, I mean this is his first year, right?
This is his first year, but he's not a rookie.
Okay, so then,
that means last year he was on the squad.
That means he has 1 year experience.
That means he got 1 year. He had 1 year experience, and then that way he's seen the system. So he already has a better idea than the rest of the rookies on what he needs to do to make a squad. He probably was on the practice squad last year, So what is he? So can he take the next step to get on the field,
get yourself
on the active roster instead of away from the practice squad?
And
got in 4 games last year. Nothing stuck out. I mean, even looking at the film, he just looks like a middle of the road guy. But like we've been saying this whole time since it's then, he's going to get a good opportunity to show that 1 year experience even does something for him, But the stats aren't impressive at all. I mean, but he could have just. Sometimes you have those guys that they come in just to expel, for a down or two, and maybe that was, maybe that's what that was. But other than that, he just seemed like a middle of the road guy.
Yeah, he had against the Giants, week 18, two tackles, 1 solo. Against the Cowboys, he had 1 tackle, which was a solo tackle, and there was a sack as well. Against the Eagles, 1 tackle. So yeah, and then he was with Green Bay and for 2 games in 2020 with 0 starts, no games started, no games played with the Commanders, 5 games. So
sounds like a body.
Sound like a camp body that you better do something on special teams to make people notice you.
Yeah.
You better do something quick on special teams to make people notice you. Milo Eifler, wearing number 46. He's 6'2", 225, 24 years old. He's out of Illinois. Milo, it seems like everybody after this is going to have some kind of low in their name, a Colleek. It's all the same. A Mayo, a bunch of – you need Jimmys and Joes, and we got a bunch of Joes. We got a bunch of Joes, man. I'm serious, man. That help wanted sign for linebackers needs to be in front of our locker room. Man, special teams, going down, covering kicks, punts, things like that. That used to be all linebackers, and we got a total of 6, maybe 8 linebackers on our 90-man roster right now. So, Milo here, out of the University of Illinois.
You talking about film looks like Cam Chancellor? That dude can hit. Period. I didn't see nothing else on film that mattered besides when he arrives with bad intentions.
Breaking the wood.
Point blank. I'm serious. Like I was like, that's what it remind me of. I'm like, he come down and he's a muscular guy, but he's not like just the biggest guy. I think they said he was like 225. But the dude, he looked like he got some potential. So rookie, bring him in there. If he has a couple flash plays, he got opportunity to get in there immediately and have an impact. I like it.
This is not his rookie year. He
okay.
He was with I'm gonna tell you who he was with last year. But this is one of those ones where it's your first year, and so.
All right, can you say Buffalo nickel? Look like they picked this dude up to groom him for the Buffalo nickel. You know what I mean? He got the size, speed. You know what I mean? Like my man said, you know, he bring that wood when he comes, pause. You know what I mean? So this might be a depth position at Buffalo nickel. But again, just like with the rest of them guys, you know what I mean? They're gonna have to show him. He's gonna have to show and improve every day when he's out there learning his craft, learning his trade, and definitely he's gonna have to put in work on special teams, and just gonna have to be productive during the preseason, man. One thing about the linebacker position, it's the one position you can actually grade watching a preseason game. You know what I mean? You can see if a guy has picked up on what you're teaching him in practice. You can see if he's taking that right step. That first step with his correct foot. You can see if he's filling the lanes. You can see if he's running through a blocker instead of running around a blocker. You know what I mean? You can see if he's shedding the tackle. You know what I mean? So that's why I say these preseason games are important for these linebackers, and they definitely gonna get an opportunity to play. So when a linebacker flash in preseason, you know, you definitely can get a good grade on a linebacker and get a good feel on if he got potential to be a productive player for your team. And sometimes a productive player could just be special teams and filling in on a spot, a play or two here or a game here, or even pushing somebody for a job. So it is.
I like that. I like the pushing somebody for a job because if it comes down to it, a lot of times what these teams do, what these teams will do, they'll be like, hey, we can save some money right here because we know we got 2 players we may have to pay next year. Let's get with the next player right here. And
so what you're saying is a player like a David Mayo. You know what I mean? Because he's an uber veteran right now.
Right.
They might want to cut that veteran money and bring in this free agent dude. If David Mayo is making a veteran minimum, I think it's like around $800,000 or whatever it is. You know, you can shed $600,000 off your books. You know what I mean? That's not a lot of money, but it helps out also.
But it helps. Right. The next one we got second-year player. How could this be a second year? See, that's what I'm talking about. Jarmin Davis, number 52. He's 6'3", 234 pounds. He's 23 years old. It's supposed to be his first year or second year.
No, this is his second year.
Out of University of Kentucky. Last year, they tried to move him to middle linebacker. Found out because he is athletic, he can run, he can move really well. They tried to put him at middle linebacker. Talk about square peg, round hole. Everybody said he was a disappointment. What does he need to do this year to counter that bust potential or a bust label? Say it. I'm going to go to you, man. Say it. Put itself in the closet again.
It's not a bad thing.
No, what I said was you skipped me the last one. That's okay. I'm gonna let that one slide.
My bad, bro.
Jarmin Davis. I seen him play with Kentucky, and the guy played. He played in space very well. He came up and made tackles, and he did quite a few pass deflections. That's at Kentucky. Those. That's what I know off the top of my head because I seen him play, especially when he played against Georgia. Him being able to have a chance to play and watching already shows that he can get on the field. If he's athletic, like he says, he's showing up. He's being where he's supposed to be at, learning his technique, creating the chance for him to get back on the field and do more from what he did last year to expand what he did. Defensively, they're gonna have to figure out what defense you guys are gonna run, especially with the amount of linebackers you're gonna have on the field at one time. How are they gonna do it this year? That's gonna be the thing. Maybe they adjusted this year with the number of linebackers they brought in. I mean, besides the standard ones, y'all already knew who y'all want. Y'all got I know it's just preseason. Right now they brought in like 12 linebackers. You got like 12 linebackers. So, it's evident either they're trying to weed out somebody on there already and fill in another spot, or they're trying to see if they can bring somebody in to change a little bit what they're doing already.
Gotcha.
I like the way this guy plays. I really do.
What the hell are you talking about, man?
Jarmin Davis. Paulie.
I know who we talking about. I don't know what the hell is he talking about, man.
He said he liked it. He plays fast. I do like that.
Oh, man.
Paulie, what you got, Jarmin Davis?
Hey, this is what I got with Jamin Davis, man. I heard you start this off, and this the problem. We're saying, can he shed this bust label and all this and all that? Listen, man, I don't know what was happening in practice, you know what I mean? But I done played some sports before, and practice are for mistakes. That's what
Yes.
practice is for. You know what I mean? And not once did I watch this guy on the field and I said to myself, he can't play, or he's a bust, or why did we pick him? The things I said was, man, that dude looked like a linebacker. Man, that dude could run in space. Damn, he did a good job in pass coverage in the red zone. Damn, that was a hell of a stop on 3rd and 1 to stop the running back from picking up that first down out in the flats. Oh, shit. Oh, that's a good play on 4th and 1, the turnover on downs. You know what I mean? So the limited playing time he got, to me, he looked like a playmaker out there. So Jack Del Rio need to unleash his playmaking ability and not trying to put a square peg in a round hole.
I was about to say.
You know what I mean? So I don't know about all this bust stuff. He ain't this, he ain't that. Because the times I seen him out there playing, he played pretty well to me, especially to be for a rookie. You know what I mean? I seen him do a lot. I seen him do more good than I seen him struggle. Now, I don't know what was going on in practice and what the whole politics was, because all I know is they love can't get right. They love the hell out of can't get right, and he was a bum for 3 years for us. And for whatever reason, they never wanted to put him on the bench. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, because I'll tell you right now, if can't get right, Bostic never would have got hurt. We probably still wouldn't have seen Davis out there playing. As much as can't get right was he was a, I mean, I hate to say this word, my man G for the shop said you can't call these people that. I don't care. He was a bum out there. He did nothing for these dudes. But they kept trotting him out there every defensive series. So to me, I think it was a lot of politics involved in that, what was going on with Davis. Because don't sit here and tell me he can't get on the field. He couldn't get on the field over Bostic, because when he got on the field, all I seen him do was get better game in, game out, and I seen his talent. So they need to unleash this dude. I was watching Corey's show a couple weeks ago, and a guy up there said something, and he's talking about your boy, and I said, that's 100% correct. They need to unleash that dude like they unleashed Parsons out there in Dallas. That's the type of athletic ability he has.
Paulie, yes. You said something too. They kept putting Bostic there, right? But as a coach, it's your job to put your players in the best possible position so that their abilities can show. And with him having the speed that he has to cover backers, to cover tight ends, coming out the backfield and things like that, why would you stick this dude in the middle? For what? And go. What you got, bro?
Well, I for one, I don't follow the team, but I'm so sick of hearing y'all talk about how they put these guys out of position. It's sickening to me. Like you become your own worst enemy. I'm like, you become your own worst enemy. You know, when I watch this guy, man, he does everything good. Like he makes he's like everything that Paulie was saying. I'm like, that's exactly what I saw on film. Makes the good plays in space, solid run defender, all those things. Guy moves around well. Guys like that are the guys that you need. If what y'all were talking about earlier, when you're trying to get rid of the guys who may be vet minimum or whatever, but if you are a guy like y'all's coach, who y'all hear y'all talk about, who he don't cut rookies, then 9 times out of 10, he doesn't cut draft picks, and 9 times out of 10, he probably is going to say he always wants a veteran player over a rookie or something like that. That's the stuff that's going to not bode well for your team if you're not willing to take those chances on a guy like this. Just a solid player. That's what I could see. I mean, I'm like, it doesn't take much to see a guy that sticks out and can do a little bit of everything. You put him on the field.
Let's go. And since we're going to talk about Jamin Davis, let's talk about one of his standout games here. My man had versus Philly, who we all know ran the ball. He had a total of 10 tackles. He had 4 solo tackles. He had 5 assists. Right, my man was all over the field versus the Chiefs. He had 11 tackles. He had 4 solo. He had 6 assisted. He was all over the field. Versus a fast team, he was our fastest defensive player on the field that day. Let's move on to Colleek Hudson, number 47. He's 6'2", 220. He's 24 years old. Third year out of that school up north. I'm not gonna say the name. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I have no clue.
From that school up north, what you will not know today. All right, Colleek Hudson. He's been with the Commanders for quite a while. He's one of those guys that they do love. Colleek Hudson, they move him around, inside, outside. When he gets on the field, he does make some plays. But for what we need and for the amount of linebacker help that we do desire, is it enough? Is it enough for what he's doing? I don't believe so. So Colleek Hudson, man, special teams, 100% that way. But linebacker play, a back end part of the roster for me is what Colleek Hudson is. Say it.
Okay, I watched a little tape on the guy. The guy actually has some pretty good wheels, man. And one particular game that stuck out, it seemed like all the highlights of mostly of the Seattle game. He showed up and gave Russell Wilson fits throughout the whole game. They also showed a game, I think it was against Dallas, where he showed up and gave Dak a few miscues out there. But like you said, most of the film I saw of him was the first and second man down on special teams. He was breaking loose, getting down there, either making a tackle or assisting in a tackle. So they know what they have in him on special team wise. You know, you can stay on the field, you can stay on a team, as long as you can play special team. He already established that spot last year that he can play special team. But can he improve enough at the linebacker position for them to put him on the field more? Like I said, it's like 3 games. They showed a lot of him playing a lot of plays in those 3 games.
Paulie, Colleek Hudson.
He's the utility knife at linebacker. All right. They drafted him. That's what they drafted him to be. They drafted him to be. And really, we didn't know it at the time because this was the first year of the staff. But I think they really envisioned him to be the Buffalo nickel. And I think really between him and one of the safeties, he's going to get a good opportunity at that Buffalo nickel spot because he's not very big. But you don't have to be big to play big.
Yeah.
And he definitely plays big out there. You know, his measurables don't add up, but like I said, he plays big out there. Good special teams player. He has a spot on the roster. He just has to show that he's ascending as a player. And if somebody goes down for a game or 2, he has to be able to go in there and not lose production out there. I don't know. I can't remember if he was hurt or if he got caught up in the COVID situation or not. All I know, when players started to go down, you know, he went down too.
Yep.
Okay, because I know the season before that he was the first guy off the bench.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So he's their utility knife. You know, they like him. He was a draft pick. Like I said, they don't cut draft picks unless they start rescinding after year 2. So this is definitely a big camp for him. He needs to have a good training camp because he's fighting for a starting job with that Buffalo nickel. You know what I mean? And other than that, I like him. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes with Colleek.
What you got, Ant?
Guys that can, the utility knife guys, if all else fails, I would lean towards where it's too hard to find good players, and that's being special teams. And so, you know, first guy off the bench, I mean, he's got an opportunity, but I can see him falling into, hey, this is all right. We got a couple good guys. Your role won't change. You actually probably will see less reps, but 8, 9 guys on the roster, you'll have a greater opportunity than that. I can't even get the words out. You won't have a greater opportunity than now to prove yourself. So if he wants to be viewed as anything other than a solid special teams guy and possibly can be a backup or a starter, like he's saying in the Buffalo nickel, he's going to have to do something. But not a bad player, though. Not a bad player.
Facts. Now let's get to number 55, Cole Holcomb. He's 6'1", 240, 25 years old, 4th year out of North Carolina. We starting to get a lot of Tar Heels on this squad right here, man. My man last year broke out, had a total of 125 tackles, 66 was solo, 59 was assisted, a sack, 5 pass defenses, an interception, a TD. So Cole, the more he's been on the field, the better he's played. But they giving him a shot at the big time right now to put him in that middle and own that starting middle position from day one right now. It's actually his job to lose. And Paulie, would you say he kept us in that first Dallas game, right? With that interception that he got when Dak threw that joker right to him and hit him right between the 5 and the 5, and he just strode.
Terrible throw. Terrible.
First off, it was planned that way. It was planned that way, and it was planned that way.
Hey, I ain't even arguing if it was a good play by y'all. It was a terrible throw.
Hit him in the double nickel.
Hit him right smack dab in the double nickel. Hey, put the football across right in the middle of his chest.
He panicked.
He did. Dakota
panicked. It was a naked bootleg. That was already a little bit banged up. He panicked. That's all. Threw it right to him. That's what that play is for. They sniffed that play out. They put the pressure on him. Dak been killing us for the whole Dak Prescott career with that damn bootleg. You know what I mean? And they sniffed it out on it. The one time they haven't sniffed it out and everybody played the part right, the end rushed up the field instead of rushing in. So he had immediate pressure on him. Cole Holcomb covered the flats, and that's how you're supposed to play that play. I was like the first time that we ever correctly played that play against Dak Prescott.
Hey, maybe it's like they scouted the play and they was prepared for it.
They didn't have to scout the play.
You know,
that's Dak Prescott bread and butter against us, man. He killed us on that play 100,000 times. He did it twice in the game earlier.
He did.
They just finally played that play correctly. I told you the defensive field rushed up the field instead of rushing in on falling for the fake. He rushed straight up the field, got right in Dak's face. Dak was already, remember, Dak had that ankle injury. He was hobbled already, so he's trying to get the ball out. Holcomb got into the flats, boom, pick 6. We was right back in the thing. Yeah. That's all. Good play.
What do you see for Hudson this year, Paulie?
You mean for Cole Holcomb?
Yes, sir.
I see Cole Holcomb having his best year, contract year. You know what I mean? He's finally at the position where he needed to be from the jump. Well, actually, he was his rookie year when he was in the 3-4 defense. He was one of the middle linebackers. And that was, to me, that was his, for a rookie, that dude was a tackling machine that year. You know what I mean? You know, I hear B. Mitch say all the time that he doesn't like how he runs around blockers, I should say. But I think he got into doing that because he was fast enough to do it at that position. And I do agree with him. Sometimes you just got to blow the dude up, you know what I mean, and let somebody else make the play. But he has good speed. He's good in the passing game, like we just talked about, him in the flats with Dak and everything. So I think a breakout year for Cole Holcomb in a contract year.
All right. And
so, Linda, you keep your videos to yourself.
No. I just want you to read that. I just called you so that you could read that right there. You know.
No, that's what I was saying. I said, Linda, you keep your videos to yourself.
No. Well, that video will be shown here in a minute.
What the hell are y'all talking about?
Well, the video Linda just said, it's grainy. It's breaking up.
What is that?
It's
Hog Harris sacking Dak is what Linda said.
Sacking Harris for Harris sacking Dak for a 5-yard loss.
But no, but I'll be honest, looking at him on film, the way he moves around and was making plays, he reminds me of the one year that Jalen and Leighton were actually moving around and working in unison. Like it showed me like the ceiling of what he could be. He's, moving around, he could do a little bit of everything. Get to the sideline, he could make the tackle. So look, he's a good player. Like, I wouldn't deny what Paulie said for a second that this could be the year that he actually does something, even though, I ain't gonna go for the will for you guys this year. But anyway.
Say
it. Hey, as I watched the little tape on this guy, and he seems to always be in the right position. A lot of tape I watched, he was in the middle. He played middle linebacker, and he was catching the running backs coming out of the backfield. He played on a few tight ends. Matter of fact, I think he knocked down a few passes against the Army Switch on the knife in Atlanta. Yeah, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And he does a great job of ripping at the ball once they arrive as a group to a tackle, he's going after the ball, punching it out, ripping it out. So the guy has done exactly what he's supposed to do at linebacker.
Hey, one last thing.
And he got a mullet that you gotta love, bro.
That's what I was about to say.
This dude got a classic mullet, bro.
You gotta love
a classic mullet, bro.
But
you know what
I mean, he's a classic linebacker, man. He's done it all.
Hey,
running back, tight ends. So I mean, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. This is your segment before. Go ahead.
No, I watched him tackle linebackers. I mean, tackle tight ends, go with running backs, stay home for the boot. I watched the pick that y'all talking about. I seen the pick, and he actually scored a touchdown there as well. But anyway, so the guy has done exactly what they've asked him to do. He also was in Carolina, so your head coach know him.
No, he wasn't in Carolina.
No, he's been here.
No, he went to University of North Carolina.
Okay, so that's what
he wasn't in Carolina.
It was one of Carolina.
University of North Carolina.
It was one of Carolina.
Hey, listen, that's where they got their first looked at Sam Howell and De'Ami Brown at with Scott and Cole Holcomb.
Okay,
you know what I mean.
But yeah, the guy like he's ready to play.
I say this though, what they can't do, we know what Cole Holcomb's downfall has been with us. You know what I mean? Outside of the whole running around blockers thing, is trying to do too much. And you know what that comes from? Not having skilled players around you. Not having skilled players around you, and a dumbass defensive coordinator who think he only can put one linebacker on the field. You know what I mean? Long as we don't do that, he should be okay.
I got a question. Now you've heard B. Mitch say it, and Paulie, you said it. Him running around blockers and everything like that. But does this sort of remind you of? And I'm just gonna say it because the mullet. I just thought about the mullet and the other NFL player that had the mullet that got his chest cavity ran up in. Brian Bosworth.
Oh no. They don't remember. Brian Bosworth was about Bosworth. Holcomb is about football. If anything, he reminded me of a poor man's Luke Kuechly. You know what I mean? If anything, I would never compare him to Brian Bosworth. Bosworth was about the show. He was about the show. That's it. You know what I mean? Cole Holcomb was about playing football, bro. Yeah. I like Cole Holcomb. He's a solid football player. You put him in the right scheme, give him the right people around him. You know what I mean? He could flourish.
All right, last linebacker here. Your guy, David Mayo, wearing number 51, 6'2", 240, 28 years old, been in the league for 8 years. Texas State San Marcos. David Mayo here. Fellas.
Street.
David.
He'll be on the team, man. He's a commander. He's an original commander. You know what I mean? The crazy part about it was they cut him last year at the end of the training camp. And here we go with the politics thing, the politics and numbers. They cut him, brought him back. That way they could save some money about doing that. But special teams extraordinaire, really. You know, at the linebacker spot. He filled in. I'm gonna tell you what. I like what I've seen from him in the games that he filled in. He's a middle linebacker. Mm-hmm. Nothing more. But he's a middle linebacker, suspect in the passing game. You know what I mean? He got that disease, slowitis.
He's slow.
What I mean? Slowitis. He got that disease, slowitis. Or he got the other disease, no speed at all. You know what I mean? But he's a thumper out there. He knows where he's supposed to be. You know, he just got slowitis, so sometimes he can't get to where he's supposed to be. But like I said, solid backup, solid special teams player. He'll be outside of one of these free agent guys just blowing them away in camp. Pause. He'll be on the roster.
Hey, this is where somebody really needs to post that help wanted sign right above his locker and beat him out. Just beat him out. This is where one of those young guys go. They beat him out on special teams. Anthony, what you got?
Yeah, that was gonna be my thing. Is like, you know, when you're thin, this is the type of guy that you have to deal with. And it's not that he's a bad player, but it's just
good analysis.
Yeah, on if there's a solid team of linebackers, he's fighting it out with a rookie guy, or he's just a solid second, third stringer. Maybe sees the field. You try to find him on a special teams type thing. So like solid guy. He'll do just fine. He'll make some plays.
He has no ceiling. He is what he is. Like you're not gonna get all of a sudden he's not gonna turn. All of a sudden he's not gonna turn into a Pro Bowl. He just is what he is. Solid analysis. That's the type of deal you have to deal with.
Made it.
There you go.
He's made it. He's got some money.
One.
Like you said, Paulie. I mean, pick. Hopefully somebody beats him out. But even if they do, he still has to stay on the team just because he knows the way. He knows the lay of the land. So
he knows what Ron wants.
Yep.
Say it.
Yeah. I did watch a little bit of the Carolina tape on the guy. Paul is right. He's a true middle linebacker. He put the defense in the correct positions. He reacted to the run very well, and it is what it is. He's a little slow, but if they running the ball, he there. He gonna slide down the line, and he gonna arrive at the ball. Every time I watched him, man, if they was running the ball, he was sliding left and right. He was at the ball. Either he was making the tackle himself, or he was assisting making the tackle. I seen him get beat like once on running back out of the backfield. But, I mean, that's what he is. He's a middle linebacker. So you don't expect him to play on the outside linebacker. Now, again, this goes back to the defensive scheme. You bring all these guys in that play like they played in Carolina, but that's not the scheme y'all running. What scheme are they going to run?
Yeah, we got to have more than 2 linebackers on the field. That's going to be something to look forward to in training camp is to see who is our third linebacker. Now, I'm going to give you boys and girls something nice to look forward to right here. Maybe nice, maybe not so nice. I don't know. We're going to call this next segment 5 minutes with Ant talking Cowboys. I don't know if it's going to be 5 good minutes. It's just 5 minutes.
Hold on. What'd you say? Come on, hell no. We ain't doing this. We ain't doing this, bro. No. We ain't doing it. No. No, we not doing this, bro. We ain't doing this.
He muted himself.
Exactly, because we ain't doing this, man.
He muted
I was just letting you properly introduce me.
Ain't no proper introduction. Yo, we ain't doing this. That ain't what this is, bro. We ain't doing this.
Oh, hold on, Paulie.
Come on, Paulie.
Nah. We ain't going. We ain't doing no 5 minutes and ain't doing no Cowboys, bro. Nah, bro. We good.
Oh,
we good.
What you got for us, Ant, man?
We good. Okay, I'm out, yo. Hell to the W. You can clip that. I'm out of here, bro. We ain't doing this.
Paulie, you can't go.
We ain't doing this, bro. Hell to the W. Hey, God bless. He's Russell Simmons. God bless. Good night. Hell to the W. I'm out of here.
Let's see what he say. Come on, Ant. What you got?
First of all, thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to welcome you. Thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to welcome you to the best 5 minutes of football you're going to get tonight. We are talking about the NFC East champs, the Dallas Cowboys. First of all, let me say this. Everybody has seen what has happened in the offseason. We've seen that Amari Cooper is no longer here. Tyron Smith is lost. A lot of the edge that he had. We've pretty much wasted the best years of, as far as a quarterback is concerned, the first 5 years are the contract years. So we missed out on that window with Dak. We've wasted our line. We've let them get decimated and too old. Even though I like the new pickup, the Tyler Smith pickup, I think there's something that people are missing that doesn't make sense to me, and I don't understand the reason why. Besides also liking the receiver that we picked up, is the fact that Dalton Schultz is not getting enough love. Okay, I actually called in the local radio just yesterday to place an argument about this, and I didn't understand why there's so much hate coming at a guy who was highly touted coming out of college, and they put him behind Gavin Escobar, who was supposed to be the big name guy, and slowly he was able to get better and better every year. What people are failing to realize is that the ball has to go somewhere. somebody has to make an impact on this team. We already know CeeDee Lamb is going to get doubled. That's going to happen, and he's not proven himself enough to show that he can beat the double or be the number one guy. And that's just being a realist, not a fan. But let me just say that looking at his numbers over and since 2018, where he had to sit behind somebody the first 2 years, he went from 1 catch to 63 to 78. His yards went from 6 to 615 to 808. His average per catches went up. The longs per reception, 32 yards as a long, has went up and doubled his touchdowns. This guy is going to have a breakout year. He is going to hit it because Dak. He's Dak's safety blanket. He's going to hit 1,000 yards receiving. He's going to hit, if he's already been at 70, he'll go to 80 to 85 catches, if not more, this year. And he will go to 10 touchdowns. That's what I honestly believe.
Oh, that's your time. So he's talking about Schultz, the franchise tight end for the Cowboys, talking about he's going to have a breakout year. Somebody better break a leg or something, because I cannot, man.
Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate the time.
That was really tough. I'm going to go take a whole bottle of sleeper pills now. Hey.
NFC champs.
He asks for every time, man. So why do they keep doing this to us?
He slid that one right in there. Yes, he did.
What is
yes,
wrong?
He did. He slid it right in there. Yes, he
Molly,
did.
come on back, girl, so we can go ahead and exit this show. Hey, we appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining us tonight. We have our guy Sanchez joining us on Thursday, so we can talk tight ends. We're only a couple of days away from training camp. We're trying to get through this roster for the Commanders so we know who we're looking at, what we're looking for. I'm getting excited. Football season's here. We're not too far away from college football as well. We're going to help y'all continue to make these bets and picks. You know what we do. We call it the OG Classic. Paulie, where you at, man? I need you right now. We call it an OG Classic because we get in and we get out. And
go Dogs.
There you go.